Good morning, class. How are you all? I hope you all are well at staying home. Okay, so we already have discussed the chapter 1 growing plants in the class. So it is a only revision video, right? We'll discuss all the topics again, right? Okay, so first topic was as you know, the plant is very important for us. That is it is important for everyone, like human, animal, we all are depend on the plant mostly for medicine, for our food, for many things we are getting from the plant, for furnitures है ना, buildings also we are making with the help of these. So many of the animals, the forest are animal home na. So all are depend on the plants, so we should grow more and more plants, right? So the first topic is what are the how we can grow the plant na. So first topic is the structure of seed, what how the seed is, what are the structure of seed and how it germinate, right? So I'm showing you some seeds of gram. See, these all are the gram seeds that I have soaked overnight in the water, right? After that I have germinate these seeds. So first I am showing you this, what are the structure of seed. So see, the brown color cover that you are seeing, that is called the seed coat. Just see, I am removing that. I am removing it from the seed. So that is what, see, I have removed. This is the seed coat, and now this is the seed, the inner part of the seed. So what was the seed coat and what is the work of seed coat? So simply the seed coat prevent the seed from drying it, right? The seed coat prevent the seed from drying it. It protect the inner part of the seed that you can sow after removing the seed coat. So after that, the second part is a hilum. So hilum is the scar on the exterior part of the end of the seed. Now you can say here, यहाँ पे है ना, that scars on the incurving edge. So that shows कि where the seed, where the embryo is attached, where the baby plant is attached to the seed, है ना, or the fruit, where the baby plant is attached. So this scar shows that the hilum, right? So after that, the third part is the cotyledon. Now you can see the yellow part, है ना. So this yellow part is called the cotyledon, right? And what is the work of cotyledon? It provides food and nourishment to the plant till the new plant grows. As you know, the plant can make their own food, their own self, है ना. We are not making our own food. We are depending on the plant and the other animals, na. But the plants are making their own food, their food for themselves, their own self, na. So that is क्या? That is called the cotyledon, and it provides the food and the nourishment to the seed till the new plant grows, है ना. जब तक नया plant नहीं grow करता है, who provide food and nourishment? So the seed, the cotyledon, it creamy color part provide the food and nourishment to the seed. And now you can see I have splitted it in the equal to part. So when the seed is splitted in equal to parts, that is called the dicotyledon seed, है ना, because you can see the two cotyledons are here. And the if the seeds we cannot split in the two equal parts, so that is called the monocot seed. Means like wheat, rice, maize, na, these seeds have only one cotyledon, and these seeds have like all the type of pulses, gram, beans, na, almond, they all are two cotyledon seed. They have two cotyledons, right? After that, the next part is a embryo. Embryo is what? The baby plant. Now you can see I have germinated the seed. So in the inner part of the seed, you can say small some structure are growing, है ना. And this part is that growing in the, that comes out first, that is called the radicle. It, when I will show it in the soil, what happen, it grows into a root in the downward direction, matlab that is the radical and first root. And that small structure that you can see here inside the seed, छोटा सा कुछ निकल रहा है, so that is what that grows in upward direction, है ना. And it is called plumule, the first leaf. So plumule form the shoot of the plant and radical forms the root of the plant. So that all about the structure of the seed. And what is the seed germination? So seed germination, when all the these seeds get right condition. Now you can see it is germinated. So when these seeds get right condition, it start to grow into a new plant. They get enough moisture, warmth, है ना, and then they start to germinate. And after germination, there is the sunlight is not essential for them, but after germination it is essential. After germination, the sunlight is essential to growing into a new plant, right? Then these seeds we are showing in the soil, and they get nutrients, the water and the sunlight and space, and they change into a new plant, right? After that, so these all about how the seeds germinate. Then we already have discussed in the class. So then the next topic is the seed dispersal. So you know what is seed dispersal? I know we already have discussed. You know what is the seed dispersal. So scattering away of the seed from the mother plant, from the parent plant. Now, so that is called the seed dispersal. And how the seed can be dispersed and why the seed can be dispersed. So this seed dispersal is very important, because if all the seed fall under the same tree, what would be happen? All the seed cannot be grow into a new plant, because they would be fight from each other for the space, for the sunlight, for the nutrient. So that's why the seed dispersal is very important for the seeds, for the plant to grow well, to remain for long years, the species of the plant, right? So we are the nature have many agents. Naturally, many things are happening. There are many agents are there. They can disperse the seed. So by the wind, by the water, by the animals, by the human, by the explosion. So all are the way they can disperse the seeds, right? How the which type of seed can be dispersed by the wind? So in the class I have already shown you the seeds, but now I don't have all the type of seeds. So the seeds that are lightweight, है ना, and wings like structure the seeds have, they can disperse by the wind. Small structure seed, very lightweight seed, and they have the wings like structure, so they can disperse by the wind. It can be easily blow away the wind. The force of wind can be blow away to the distance of places. They disperse by the all the type of seeds are dispersed by the wind. After that, the next agents, water. So which type of seed can be dispersed the water? Mostly the plant that are growing at the coastal areas near the water, right? Like coconut mostly it is grown in the coastal areas, and it have fibrous covering, thick and fibrous covering. So the fibrous covering protect themselves from the rotten in the water, right? And easily it can float away with the water. It can travel the distance and it can be dispersed by the water. After that, the lotus and the water lily also can be dispersed by the water. So you know that water lily and the lotus leaves have thick outer covering, right? Spongy leaves they have. So these also thick outer covering prevent from the rotten and and easily they can disperse by the water, right? So these seeds can be dispersed by the water. After that, the animal and the human. So you know the some type of seed carried away with a human and animal also. So some seeds that animals are having it, and they are like a cherry and apple, these type of fruits they are having, they are not chewing it more, and with their feces they are throwing it another place where they are throw their waste product they are throwing in another place, and then that is the dispersal of seed would be happen by the animals. And some seeds that have hooks like structure, barbs like structure, right? Burdock, xanthium, these seeds can be dispersed by the animal also. Whenever the animal are sitting under the tree, these seeds is stuck on their body, and after that what happened, whenever they are going to another place, they are sitting another place, and these seeds falls that place, and whenever these seeds get right condition, and they start to grow into a new plant. At the same way, the human is also, they are dispersing the seed, like on the human body also, these hooks like structure seeds are stuck on their body with their cloth on their cloth. And what happened when the human are also going to another place, they are throwing these seeds, and the dispersal happen by the human. And as human are going to one place to another, they are having the some type of fruits and seed they are throwing away, है ना? So that is dispersal also is having by the human. And from one country to another country, the human are going to, they are carrying the seed with them, right? Like the tomato is the Mexico, native of Mexico, but now all over the world it is grown, है ना? So how it would be happen? So maybe the human and the birds maybe disperse the seed whenever they are sitting on the plant, the branches. Yeah, maybe the other person, the people went to the another country, maybe the Mexico, and they bring the seed of the tomato to another place, and now it is grown all over the world. So it would be happen by the seed dispersal by the human also. After that, the explosion is what? The seeds that is found in the pods, like groundnut, pea, mustard, na, these seeds are found in the pods, and when they ripen, they dried, the seed could dried, and they burst. And after bursting, what happened? They explode. The seed could what happened? The after drying, after ripen, they explode these seeds, and they scattered away to the around the mother plant, around the parent plant. So that is the dispersal happen by the explosion. It is not dispersed by so long. It is dispersing only the around the mother plant, right? Then what happened? So it is all about the seed dispersal. Now after seed dispersal, the next topic is what? Vegetative propagation. As you know, what is vegetative propagation? We already have discussed. Yes, very good. So vegetative propagation is the process when we are growing the new plant by using the other part of the plant, like stem, leaves, or roots, or buds, except the seed. Now, so we are not using simply the seeds to grow the new plant. We are using the other part of the plant, the vegetative part of the plant. So that is called the vegetative propagation. It's a method to grow the new plant by using the other part of the plant. So now what are the ways? So first, by using the stem, है ना? So underground, some plants are underground stem plants part, and that we are using to grow the new plant, like ginger, onion, potato. Now, so these all are the underground stem, and that stem part we are using to grow a new plant. As you know, on the stem, what is happening? The potato, there is, we are found the nodes, and we are calling that is the eye of the potato. And what happened? From the eye of the potato, naturally the buds grown, and each of the eye buds, they grown into a new plant, right? So we are found on the one potato many of the eyes, so it grown, one potato can change into many of the plant. We are cutting it simply, and we are showing it in the soil. So that is same thing is happening with the ginger, and also the onion is the part the stem part onion we are using to grow into a new. So some also plant are there that stem part we are using to grow into a new plant. Mostly you all are growing the rose है ना. So rose में we what you are doing, you are cutting simply the branch of the rose and you are simply showing it in the soil, and after few days what happened, it changed into a new plant, right? So money plant, hibiscus, na, cotton and the rose also, these all are the plant we are growing into a new plant. Sugar cane, na, so using by cutting these stem we are growing into a new plant. So that is called the artificial vegetative propagation, है ना. Like when we are growing potato or ginger and onion, what happened, the naturally buds are grown in that. So that is called the natural vegetative propagation. But when we are growing the rose plant, money plant or cotton, na, so these all are how it is happening. We are cutting simply these stem part, these branches, and what happened, it changes into a new plant. So that is called the vegetative propagation, right? Okay, so it is a vegetative propagation by cutting the stem, right? Next, the vegetative propagation by the leaves. So maybe you all have seen and already we have discussed in the class the bryophyllum leaf. On the edge of these leaves, what is there? The buds are growing. Some buds are growing, and when these buds having roots and when they separate from the leaves and they fall under the same plant, and if they get soil and right condition, they start to grow into a new plant, right? So by that is the way to vegetative propagation by the leaves. Bryophyllum leaves we are growing by the vegetative propagation by using the leaf part, right? So after that, some plants, they do not producing the seeds, right? Like fern, mosses, no, they are not producing the seeds. Simply on their leaves we are found the some structure, like they are called the sori, right? So by these soris we are growing the new plant in the fern, and they are called the spores, है ना. So that is the vegetative propagation by the spores. We are using the sori part and we can grow into a new plant, right? So these all are all about the vegetative propagation, and we are growing the new plant by the vegetative propagation, and it grows into a new plant by taking very less time. We can consume our time and we can grow a large amount of plants by using these parts, right? Then agriculture, the next topic is agriculture. What is agriculture? So agriculture, everyone knows that we all are depend on the food for the crops, on the plant we are depending. So in the large amount of people are living, there is large population are living in India, 130 crore, like in India only, है ना. So who is growing food for their survival, huh? So the farmers are growing food for the farmers are growing the crops for all the people. So what are the practices they are following and how they can grow yield amount of the crops, right? So the some type of practices, some type of method and steps they are following to grow the yield amount of crops. So first is what? The plowing. So the farmers are doing hard work to grow the crops. Now they are doing more work in the field, in the sunlight, na? So the whole day they are doing more work, lot of work, lot of effort they are doing, right? So first step is what? Plowing. What they are doing, they are loosening the soil by using the animal or the tractors also, है ना. By some machineries they are loosening the soil, and what is happening when the soil is loosened, the air can be on air and water also can be goes inside the soil, and whenever we are showing the seed, it can be grow very well. The next step is showing the seed, The next step is manuring. So after that, what we are doing, we are adding some manure, some organic and chemical fertilizers in the soil to get nutrients, to provide nutrients to the soil enough amount, right? Then third step is sowing the seed. We are sowing the, so third step, the sowing the seed. We are taking healthy seeds, strong seeds, and in a good quality of seed to grow yield amount of crops, right? Then we are irrigating the field. Irrigating the field to the water is very important to grow the yield amount of the crops. The plant can be only, it is grown when the plants need water, sunlight and space and nutrients, everything. So that is very important factor to grow the new plant. The next step is, after irrigation, we are doing weeding, right? Weeding to remove the unwanted plant, right? Now, so what is happening with the main, sometime when with the main crop, what is happening, some grasses, some unwanted plant are growing with them. Then what happen, these plants also, they compete for the water, for the space, for the nutrient to the main crop, and it affect the yield amount of the crop, right? So we are doing weeding, means we are removing the unwanted plant from the main crop, and we are also spraying pesticides to kill the pest from the plant, right? So it do not affect the crops. After that, the next step is, we are harvesting. Now sixth step is harvesting. So after ripen the crop, we are harvesting the crops, and we then we are doing the threshing and winnowing, right? So these all are the steps that the farmers are following to get the enough amount of crops, to increase the yield amount of the crops, right? Next, what are the important factors that affect the growth of and development of the crop, right? So first thing, the soil. As you know, the soil is very important because all the type of plants, they need soil for their nutrients. Now, so every type of crops we cannot grow in the same place. In the Kashmir, in the colder region, we are growing the mostly fruits and the dry fruits, almond, like apple, cherries, and in wherever you all are living, like in this area, in the plain area, mostly we are growing the wheat, rice, and some type of vegetables, jayat crops. So these all are the things that that is difference between the soil, and the Gujarat soil is very good for the cotton plant, there, because we are found the black soil there. So black soil is very good for the cotton plant. They provide the enough nutrients to the cotton plant. So we are growing the cotton in the black soil, and wherever you all are living, the alluvial soil, that is good for the clay, and the loamy soil, that is good for the rice crop. Because it hold the large amount of water, it can hold. So it the rice crop need more water, so it can be good for the rice crop. Alluvial soil good for the wheat crop, right? So the different type of soil is very important, plays very important role to the different kind of crop, because they provide different type of nutrients to the plant that plants need, right? Maize, bajra, that need sandy soil. They grow in the sandy soil, these type of crops grown very well. So the soil is very important factor, and weather is also very important factor. So the maize and bajra is grown in the low sandy soil, that is mostly grown in the Rajasthan area. Then the next factor is weather. Weather plays also very important role to grow the different kind of crops, right? As you know, some crops need less temperature, some plants need high temperature, right? in our area we are growing wheat in the winter season, groundnut, potato, mustard. These all are the crops that we are grown in the winter season. And the rice crop and most of the vegetables, watermelon, bitter gourd, these all are the grown in the summer season and the rainy season. So the crops weather is also that is the factor that plays important role to growth and development of the crops. After that, so I want to tell you which type of crops grown in which season, so that we are dividing in two or three types. Which name we are calling them. So the crops that is grown in the winter season and which crops we are grown in the summer season. So the crops that shown in the winter season and harvest in the spring season, that is called the Rabi crop. And the crops, Rabi crops means Rabi means the spring season, right? That is the Arabic word. So that is mean the Rabi is the Arabic word that means spring season. So these crops are divided on the harvesting time of the crops. So wheat, potato, mustard, all are the crops that is shown in the winter season and harvest in the spring season, that is called the Rabi crop. And the crops that is shown in the rainy season, month of June and July, and harvest in the autumn season, October and November, so that is called the Kharif crop. Kharif means autumn season. That is also a Arabic word. So that means the crops that is grown in June and July and harvest in the October, November, that is called the Kharif crop. And the crops that is grown in the October, November and harvest in the March and April, that is called the Rabi crop. And one more crop is there, that is called the Zaid crop. Zaid crop mostly all the vegetables, bitter gourd, watermelon, muskmelon. So these type of cucumber. So these crops we are growing in the mostly we are showing in the month of March and April, and harvesting in the June and July, right? So these crops are called Zaid crops. So three types of crops are grown. And then next topic is the protection of crops and storage of crops. So protection, how we are protecting the crops, because that is very important also. So if we are not protecting, we are not doing anything for protecting the crops, what would be happen? It can be harm to our crops, to yield of the crops, right? Like some type of locusts, and the grasshopper and many type of pests, fungi. These all are the type of pests that can be harm to the crop. So that's why the farmers are spraying the pesticides. And also when they are storing in these things, these grains, first what they are doing, they are drying in the presence of sunlight to remove the moisture. If they are not removing the moisture, what happened? The fungi can be act on that, and they can also harm to the crops, right? After drying, they are storing in the safe place in the box, tin. They are using the iron boxes, different kind of things they are using. And we are normally we can keep it in this the pesticides, some type of, and neem leaves also the people are using to keep away the pest from the grains. So that is very important process to protect the crops and the storage of the crops. When it is in the field, farmers are using the scarecrow also. Scarecrow means that is the type of things the people are using to scaring the all type of birds and animals. The birds and animals, when they are seeing the scarecrow, so they are thinking someone is standing in the field, so they are not coming and they are not harming the crops. Okay, so it's all about this chapter, growing plants. If you are having any query, any problem, you can ask me, right? Already we all have discussed these topics in the class. Okay, do your exercise and revise this chapter. You can ask if you are having any query. Okay, thank you class, have a nice day.